I want you to take a deep breath and truly hear this. Something monumental, something life-changing is already taking shape for you. Right now, unseen forces are aligning in perfect order, orchestrating events that will bring your deepest desires to fruition. And yet, all of this depends on one simple thing: your belief. Your mind is not a passive observer of life. Every feeling you entertain, every assumption you hold, is actively shaping your reality. If you doubt, you create delay. But if you persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the universe bends to that conviction. That is why it is essential to live as though what you desire is already yours. Feel it, see it, own it in your imagination. Do not be distracted by the chaos around you. Your present circumstances are not your verdict. They are merely the raw material waiting to be transformed by your inner belief. Keep your inner conversations positive, confident, and aligned with your vision. Speak to yourself about your life as if the victory is already here. The world outside will eventually echo the story you tell inside. Gratitude is your secret weapon. Begin to feel thankful for the manifestation you cannot yet see. Thank the universe for the doors that are opening, for the opportunities you will soon encounter, for the joy that is on its way. Gratitude accelerates the process. It signals to your inner world that you are ready to receive, and when you are ready, nothing can stop the unfolding of your desire. Your imagination is your workshop. Every night when you close your eyes, every quiet moment in the day, this is your opportunity to shape your reality. See the life you want vividly, and let yourself live in that reality, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The more real it feels to you, the sooner it will materialize. So do not despair. Do not question the timing. Something big is indeed coming together for you. The unseen currents are moving. Your dreams are arranging themselves in perfect harmony. The key is to hold your faith, to persist in the inner knowing, and to believe without reservation. Keep imagining, keep feeling, keep expecting. The universe responds not to your words, not to your plans, but to the reality you assume in your heart. And right now, in this very moment, the seeds of your greatest victory are taking root. Trust the process. Remain steadfast. Something extraordinary is on its way. And when it arrives, you will recognize it as the natural consequence of your unwavering belief. Keep believing. Your reality is listening. Every experience you have in life begins in the invisible realm of your imagination and your feelings. The outer world is merely a reflection of your inner state. It mirrors exactly what you assume to be true within yourself. When you feel a sense of lack, limitation, or fear, the world outside you responds by presenting circumstances that match those feelings. Conversely, when you embody joy, confidence, and the certainty of fulfillment, life itself arranges to reflect that reality back to you. This is the profound truth. Your feeling is the seed, and your reality is the fruit. Many people go through life believing that external events shape their emotions, but this is a reversal of the natural order. The truth is that what you feel first creates the conditions that eventually appear outside. For example, if you imagine yourself succeeding, living in abundance, and being fully loved, your inner world vibrates with that truth, and gradually the external world adjusts to make that inner assumption tangible. The key lies in persistent, unwavering feeling. It is not enough to simply wish or think. The feeling must be deeply accepted as reality. Your imagination is a powerful tool, and it speaks the language of feeling. When you engage with it, you must not treat it as a fantasy or a distant possibility. Every time you allow yourself to feel the reality of your desire as if it is already accomplished, you are impressing your subconscious with a new assumption. This assumption works silently but tirelessly to manifest circumstances, events, and opportunities that align perfectly with it. The universe does not argue or negotiate with your belief. It simply mirrors it back to you. Even small shifts in feeling can dramatically change the course of your life. When you choose to feel secure in the face of uncertainty, to feel gratitude before receiving, or to feel love instead of resentment, you are rewriting the blueprint of your future. The outer world cannot resist the internal conviction of your imagination. It may take time for the evidence to appear, but it is always moving toward the reflection of your dominant feelings. It is essential to recognize the power of subtle, consistent feeling. Fleeting moments of doubt may seem harmless, but repeated negative assumptions can take root and shape your circumstances. On the other hand, consciously cultivating positive, confident, and fulfilled feelings every day ensures that your external world aligns naturally with your desired reality. Your inner state is not just a personal experience, it is a creative force that shapes everything you encounter. The moment you understand this principle, everything changes. Life is no longer a matter of random chance, luck, or external control. It becomes a mirror reflecting the reality you choose to assume within. Whatever you feel to be true in the inner world consistently and convincingly inevitably finds its way into the outer world. Your feelings are not incidental. They are your most potent instrument of creation to change your life. Therefore, begin by mastering the feeling. Live in the state of your fulfilled desire. Believe it to be true, and watch as the world rearranges itself in perfect harmony with what you have assumed. The moment you truly assume the feeling of fulfillment, you step into the realm where your desires cease to be distant wishes and begin to take tangible form. To assume the fulfillment is to live, breathe, and act as if what you long for has already arrived. It is not merely an act of pretending, it is a conscious decision to align your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. Every action, every thought, and every emotion becomes an expression of that assumed state. And in doing so, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Most people live their lives in a state of anticipation, always waiting for circumstances to validate their desires. They measure their happiness against what has not yet come and overlook the power they already possess. To assume the fulfillment, however, is to invert this approach. You no longer wait for evidence outside yourself. Instead, you create the evidence within. You allow yourself to feel the satisfaction, joy, and completeness that accompany the realization of your desire, and by doing so, you impress your subconscious mind with the reality of your wish already accomplished. This assumption is not limited to idle daydreaming. It requires active engagement. You speak, act, and move as if your life is already filled with the blessings you seek. If your desire is financial abundance, you act responsibly, confidently, and generously as someone who already possesses wealth. If it is love, you carry yourself with the self-assuredness and warmth of someone who is fully loved and cherished. Every movement, every word, and every thought must reflect the inner conviction that what you desire is not in the distant future, but is your present reality. The power of assuming the fulfillment lies in its consistency. Momentary acts of faith are not enough. You must inhabit your desired state continuously. This does not mean ignoring the present or becoming detached from life. It means holding steadfastly to the inner conviction that your desire is already fulfilled, while navigating the external world with the same certainty. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between actual experience and vivid assumed reality. When you assume the state of fulfillment, it accepts this as truth and begins to orchestrate circumstances, people, and events that correspond to that state. Many falter because they focus on the how or when of manifestation, assuming the fulfillment removes these concerns. You no longer question the process or the timing. You only concern yourself with the feeling of having already arrived. It is a state of absolute trust and inner satisfaction. The universe responds not to your doubts or hesitations, but to the unwavering certainty of your assumed state. Assuming the fulfillment is the secret that bridges desire and reality. It is the key that unlocks the creative power within you. When you live and act as though your desire is already accomplished, you are not creating in the future, you are bringing it into the present. You embody it, you feel it, and the outer world inevitably rearranges itself to reflect this inner truth. This is the invisible law of manifestation. What you assume with conviction becomes your reality. Persistence in your vision is the invisible force that transforms desire into reality. Every great achievement, every life-altering event begins with a vision held steadfastly in the mind and heart. To persist means to remain unwavering in your assumption, even when the outer world appears to contradict your inner belief. It is not the circumstances outside that determine your success, but the consistency of your inner state. Doubt, hesitation, and questioning are the enemies of manifestation, for they interrupt the current of creative power flowing from your imagination into the world. When you commit to your vision, you are making a declaration to the universe. You will not be moved from the truth you have assumed. Many people give up too soon, surrendering to appearances or the lack of immediate results. They allow their minds to be swayed by circumstances and temporary setbacks, forgetting that the outer world is only a mirror of the inner. Persistence is the silent insistence that your desired state is real, that it is inevitable, and that nothing can alter the destiny you are imagining. The moment you waver, the outer world pauses in its response. The manifestation slows, delays, or seems to disappear. Faith, unwavering and absolute, is the fuel that propels your vision toward reality. Faith is not blind hope. It is the certainty born of inner knowing. It is the inner conviction that what you see and feel in your imagination is more real than the temporary evidence of the senses. Each day, each hour, each moment that you maintain the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you are sending a clear signal to the subconscious mind. This signal is received without question and begins to orchestrate events, align circumstances, and attract the people necessary to bring your vision into the physical realm. The unseen world cannot resist a mind and heart that persist with unwavering faith. Persistence also requires patience. The manifestation may not appear on your timetable, and often the process involves adjustments, delays, or apparent contradictions. Yet, these are not signs of failure. They are simply the universe arranging the perfect conditions for the fulfillment of your desire. To persist is to trust this process without reservation. It is to maintain the inner feeling of satisfaction, joy, and certainty, knowing that the desired reality is already in motion and only awaiting the perfect moment to appear. Every doubt you allow, every moment you question the unfolding, weakens the power of your vision. But every act of persistence strengthens it, reinforces it, and propels it closer to manifestation. Your faith is a current. It flows invisibly, shaping circumstances, bending events, and arranging reality to reflect what you have assumed to be true. To persist is to become the unwavering beacon of your own desire, signaling to the universe that you will not accept anything less than its fulfillment. In both Sotar and Buddhe, in Saga or in Avad and Mach, persistence is not just a strategy, it is a way of life. It is the refusal to be swayed by appearances, the quiet assurance that your inner reality is more powerful than outer conditions. By holding steadfastly to your vision, by maintaining faith without hesitation, you awaken the creative forces within you. Your vision, nurtured by persistence, cannot fail. It moves silently yet irresistibly toward the world of form, until what was once imagined becomes undeniable reality. Every conversation you hold within your own mind is more powerful than any external dialogue. The words you speak, the thoughts you entertain, the assumptions you quietly nurture, all of these are shaping the life that is yet to appear. Many people underestimate the influence of their inner world, believing that only actions in the outer world create results. Yet it is the mind that molds reality, and your inner conversations are the blueprint from which all circumstances eventually arise. Each thought is a seed, and every word spoken internally determines whether that seed will grow into a life of fulfillment or frustration. Your imagination is constantly active, and your mind is always conversing with itself. If these conversations are filled with doubt, fear, or worry, then the outcomes you experience will naturally reflect those feelings. On the other hand, if you maintain inner dialogues of confidence, success, and certainty, you are sending a clear signal to your subconscious that these realities are already true. The subconscious cannot distinguish between what is imagined with conviction and what has already occurred. It simply responds to the assumptions you nurture with faith. Think about the power of a single idea repeated consistently in your mind. Every time you tell yourself that you are capable, worthy, and deserving, you reinforce a foundation upon which your desires can manifest. Every thought of lack, limitation, or fear, no matter how fleeting, erects a barrier that delays the fulfillment of your dreams. This is why the quality of your inner conversations matters more than you realize. Your outer world is merely a reflection of these internal declarations, faithfully echoing the beliefs you hold within. It is not enough to wish for good outcomes or to think positively occasionally. True manifestation requires conscious and persistent guidance of your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself in a way that honors the reality you wish to create. Replace uncertainty with assurance, complaints with gratitude, and fear with expectation. Live in the mind as though the life you desire is already unfolding. The more consistent and sincere your inner conversations, the stronger the currents of creation become. They silently influence your actions, decisions, and interactions, aligning everything toward the fulfillment of your assumption. Many people are unaware of how much time they spend in negative internal chatter. These unnoticed dialogues are powerful creators in disguise, continuously shaping circumstances that seem outside of one's control. By taking responsibility for every thought and every word spoken internally, you regain control of the creative process. You choose what will appear by choosing what you will entertain in your mind. This requires vigilance, self-awareness, and the willingness to redirect thoughts whenever they drift toward fear or doubt. The inner conversations are the unseen architects of your life. They construct the pathways, open doors, and orchestrate events in harmony with the beliefs you hold. To transform your reality, begin with the mind. Speak with certainty, imagine with vivid feeling, and maintain an unwavering dialogue of the life you wish to live. Every word, every thought, every assumption is a brick in the foundation of your manifested world. When guided consciously, your inner conversations become the bridge between imagination and reality, leading inevitably to the fulfillment of your desires. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture or a fleeting emotion. It is a potent creative force that accelerates the manifestation of your desires. When you feel gratitude for what you want, even before it appears in your life, you are acknowledging its reality in the inner world. This act of recognition signals to your subconscious that the desire is already fulfilled, and the subconscious responds by arranging circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that bring it into the physical realm. Gratitude is the bridge between imagination and reality, the invisible magnet that draws your desires to you with irresistible force. Many people wait to feel thankful until after their wishes have come true. They think that gratitude is a response to reality, but in truth, it is a tool to shape reality. When you begin to feel grateful now for what you desire but do not yet see, you are planting a seed in fertile soil. The mind accepts this feeling as truth and works tirelessly to produce evidence that matches it. This is why the practice of gratitude is so powerful. It creates an inner reality that the outer world cannot help but reflect. The key to using gratitude effectively lies in feeling it sincerely and consistently. It is not enough to simply repeat words or go through motions. The feeling must be genuine, deep, and alive. Imagine the joy, satisfaction, and relief of having your desire fulfilled. Let yourself live in that feeling as if your wish has already arrived. Thank the universe for the abundance, love, success, or peace that is already yours in the invisible realm. As you immerse yourself in this state of grateful awareness, you activate the creative laws that govern your life. Gratitude also has the power to shift your focus from lack to abundance. The mind naturally moves toward what it emphasizes. When you dwell on what is missing, you invite more absence into your life. When you dwell on what you already have and what is yet to come, you attract more of it. Every act of gratitude is an affirmation of abundance, a declaration that you are ready to receive, and a signal to the universe that the desired reality is no longer a distant possibility, but an imminent certainty. Gratitude strengthens your faith in the unseen. Life often unfolds in ways that are mysterious and unseen, and waiting for physical proof can lead to impatience or doubt. By feeling grateful now, you cultivate a sense of trust that everything is already working in your favor. This trust is essential because faith fuels manifestation. The more gratitude you feel, the more aligned you are with the current of creation, and the faster the external evidence appears. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the doors of manifestation. It transforms longing into fulfillment, doubt into certainty, and waiting into receiving. By feeling grateful for what you desire before it manifests, you are not only acknowledging the power of your imagination, but you are also activating the creative forces within you. Gratitude amplifies your reality, drawing the invisible into form and turning the dream you cherish into a living, breathing experience. When practiced sincerely, consistently, and with feeling, gratitude becomes the most powerful ally in bringing your desires to life. Your imagination is far more than a place for idle daydreams. It is the workshop where your entire future is crafted. Every circumstance, every event, every opportunity you experience originates first in the mind. What you imagine with feeling, conviction, and clarity eventually takes form in the outer world. The imagination is not an escape from reality. It is the creative engine behind it. It is where you hold the power to shape your destiny, to mold circumstances, and to construct the life you truly desire. And many people dismiss imagination as mere fantasy, a place to indulge in what ifs without consequence. Yet imagination is the language of creation. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. When you engage your imagination with sincere feeling, it accepts this vision as truth and begins the process of manifesting it. The unseen world is waiting for your direction, and your imagination is the tool through which you give it instruction. Every detail you imagine, every scene you live in mentally, becomes a blueprint for the universe to follow. The key to using imagination as a gateway to your future is consistency and feeling. It is not enough to occasionally visualize your desires. You must enter your imagined scene with full attention, emotion, and conviction. Feel yourself living the reality you desire. Hear the sounds, see the colors, and experience the sensations as though they are already yours. The moment you embody the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the subconscious mind receives a new command, and the creative forces begin arranging life to match this inner reality. Imagination is also the place where limitations are dissolved. The outer world may seem rigid, filled with obstacles and boundaries, but in the realm of imagination, there are no restrictions. Here, anything is possible. You can create outcomes that surpass the limitations of current circumstances, and by living in that imagined state with belief, you draw those possibilities into the material world. Imagination allows you to see beyond present conditions and step into the reality you intend to create. Imagination is a silent teacher. It shapes your beliefs, your decisions, and your sense of self. When you imagine confidently and persistently, you begin to act in alignment with the life you envision. Your choices, relationships, and opportunities start to reflect the inner blueprint you have established. Imagination does not merely anticipate the future, it actively constructs it, guiding you toward the experiences that match the reality you hold within. The moment you realize the power of your imagination, life becomes a conscious act of creation. You are no longer at the mercy of chance or circumstance. Your inner visions, held with faith and feeling, dictate the form your life will take. By engaging your imagination deliberately, persistently, and with full belief, you transform it from a mere mental exercise into the workshop of your destiny. Here, your future is crafted moment by moment, thought by thought, scene by scene, until what once existed only in your mind manifests fully in the world around you. As we bring this journey of understanding to a close, remember this. Everything you desire is already taking shape within you. Your feelings, your assumptions, your persistence, your inner conversations, your gratitude, and your imagination are the unseen architects of your reality. The world you see outside is simply a reflection of the world you cultivate within. Trust in the process, remain steadfast in your vision, and continue to live as though your desires are already fulfilled. Keep believing, keep imagining, and keep feeling the joy of your own manifestation, for the universe responds to the certainty of your inner state. Your reality is listening, and the seeds you have planted in your mind and heart are growing quietly but powerfully. Something extraordinary is coming together for you, and the moment it arrives, you will recognize it as the natural unfolding of your faith, your gratitude, and your imagination. Thank you for dedicating this time to yourself, to your inner growth, and to the understanding of your creative power. Keep believing, keep imagining, and know that your life is already moving toward the fulfillment of your deepest desires. Thank you.